I am so excited to be on the call, you guys. I did promise Jeff that I wouldn't tell you guys this, but I decided I have to. I am so nervous speaking into you guys' life. Like, seriously, it is an honor to be asked to be able to speak. You guys are the cream of the crop. I mean, like, I'm sitting here speaking to Royal Crown Diamonds and diamonds and platinums and golds and silvers. Oh my, right? That's a lot of pressure. And I want to make sure that this short period of time that I have, that it's of value to you. And so there's a few things I want to like put out there for you guys that is just disclaimers. The first one is, this is the world according to Shannon. So this is all my opinion. This isn't Young Living. This isn't, you know, if you're doing something completely different and I say this and you go, that doesn't make sense, and don't apply it. That's okay. Take the nuggets, take the things that hit for you, or maybe something that someone in your team needs. So maybe this doesn't apply to you, but this can help somebody in your organization, because that's what it's all about. As leaders, our job is to help our people succeed. It's to help them go as far as they want to go when they're ready to go there. And then the next thing I want to say as a disclaimer, and just something I think we don't say enough, is thank God for all the changes that Young Living has going on right now, for the fact that they have regional trainers, that we've got Jeff and Leon, that they're there to be the support for our people when maybe we're not the ones. Because here's something you got to just suck it up and take. You might not be the person that can speak into your person's life. You might have a silver or a gold or a brand new person, and they can't relate to you, who you are. There's people that don't like me, and I'm okay with it if my people go and get information from somebody else and they build it. Because here's the other disclaimer. There's no wrong way to build your team. There isn't. From people that have their own little group and they don't want anybody else coming to their stuff and they've got their secret stuff. Awesome. They're doing amazing. That's their thing. That's their style. That's fantastic. Then you have the people like me who everything I do, everything I make, everything I say, it's open for everybody. My website is shannonhudsonwild.com, and all the stuff on my website is free and available for everybody, from PowerPoints to handouts to audios. I train everybody. That's me. But there's not a wrong way to do it. And I think we need to be okay with that and stop saying, oh, they're doing that. And then, oh, they do this. And if those people would just, you need to suck it up, right? There's not a wrong way to build it. We just need to get on the same team. Because in the end, we are Team Young Living. We are all for a mission of changing the next generation. That's my mission field. I know that God called me into Young Living and totally radically and dramatically changed my life. So if you don't know my story, you don't know who I am, go to my website. Shannon Hudson's my name. YL's my game. Go on there, listen to some of the audios, because I tell you who I am and where I came from and how I got here. But I can tell you this, my life was radically and dramatically changed in 25 minutes in so many different areas, things I didn't even know. And I think that's my first thing I want to share, is we just can't prejudge people. You know, I think that we get into Young Living, and some of you guys, you are wheatgrass eaters and enema doers, and you've got all these things. You're totally into the natural, right? That's you. I'm just saying. It wasn't who I was when I came in. I truly thought 2 liters of Diet Coke and a donut, that's what I would have, and they're going to balance each other. That's how I came in. And I thank God all the time that my stalker, my friend that introduced me to this company, she didn't prejudge me. She didn't say, oh, that Twinkie eater, she would never be able to do this, right? She didn't prejudge me. And she let me be me. She let me grow and develop and become me. And I think one of the things we have is we introduce Young Living to somebody, and we want them to be a duplicate of us. And it can't work that way. I want my people to be them, and I want to help them see how much further they can go. And that is what I hope we get across today. So my topic is overcoming excuses, right? So if you're on this call, you are already a silver and above, right? You're already there. So you're the leadership. So what can I say to you to help you go to your next? Well, I know these are the things that I hear from people. These are the complaints I hear. I hear people say, well, I got these people in and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's doing, I actually just had a meeting with a person yesterday, and she has like 14 people that she signed up, and she said, I got 14 people, no one's doing anything, they all bought a kit, I don't know what to do now. Well, that's okay. That means that you're normal. Because realize that according to our income disclosure statement, 92% of the people never do anything. They just love the products. They just use the products, and they're okay with the products, and we need to be happy that we got customers, because that's what they are. Imagine right now if in your organization, 92% of the people stopped ordering. Right? That'd be a heart attack. 92%, those are important, and we need to be okay with that. And we need to be okay with the fact that they don't want to share. Some people are never going to tell another person, and some people are going to quit. Some people are going to get in and you're never going to hear from them again. And that's okay. But we need to make our people understand that that's okay too. Because as leaders, what we typically tend to do is we want it so bad for them that we will start doing everything for them. And so we start putting people in their organization. We start getting them to do it because we want a new rank. We want that new rank. So we will build that leg up, and then we get angry because that person's not doing anything. But see, they weren't ready. It wasn't their time. It wasn't their dream. It's your dream. And if you're sitting back going, I really want gold, but my leg's only at 4,000, and if she would just go do X, Y, Z, you need to know that it's not her dream to hit gold. It's yours. So if you have somebody that's sitting there and you just know you have spent so much time, you have spoken into the life, you have stacked people underneath them, you've helped them put their own people underneath them, but it's not their thing. If you want your next, it's up to you to go out and do the work. It's up to you to go out and do that sponsoring. We teach our peeps just up front, so you know, everybody every single month gets 3. Frontline, 3. Frontline, 3. And you help those people go down and down. And then if those people only want to tell 2 or 3 people, that's okay. You work with the next people. You let people. The leg that took me to Diamond, I love this story because it's the reality of who it is. 7 years after I got in, this woman had already been in Young Living. She was one of the first people we signed up my second month that I was in Young Living. And she decided she was ready to build it. She said, I need to do this. I'm going to get fired from my job. She had been ordering consistently. She had 2 other people on her team. She decided she wanted it. And I told her, this is what, if you really want it, I'm working for Diamond at the same time. If you want to go silver, I will help you. I will partner with you, and I will help you. And I didn't say I will go under it and do it for you. I said, I will partner with you. And I took her out and we talked to her friends and her family. And when she ran out of friends and family, we didn't go, oh gosh, now what do we do? Let's twiddle our thumbs. Then we went out and we found new people. We went to farmers markets. We went to parks. We went to Rite Aid parking lot. You know, you do what you got to do when you're trying to get to that next, right? But 2 months after she decided she was ready, not 2 months after I said, I want to go Diamond and you need to do this, I didn't tell her to go out and do it. I took her by the hand and we ran hard for 8 weeks. She achieved the rank of silver. I achieved the rank of diamond. We were both happy. Now for Crown Diamond, what did I need? I need another leg, right? So I didn't sit here and look at all the people in my front line and say, why aren't you? Instead, you go out and you find new people. It's so easy with an excuse. An excuse can be anything. An excuse, you know, sometimes when people are growing, and you might find this with your team, you'll have somebody grow and they get to the rank of silver and they just stay there. And you're like, what is wrong with you? Obviously, you see that there's money available. Obviously, you see you can do it. Why are you just staying there? Why are you staying even? And it's because there's a belief system up here of what they're worth. And for some people, toilet bowl cleaner from Flint, Michigan, making $11,000 a year. When suddenly my checks went to over $6,000, there was a period of time where I just kind of stopped because I didn't believe I was worth that check. And there's a homeostasis, a balance that our body wants to have, that our mind believes we can achieve. And so it wasn't a matter of me having to go sign up new people. It was a matter of me having to start doing leadership. And that's leadership inside me. That was me reading books. That was me listening to audios. That was me turning off everything else that was speaking into my brain saying I wasn't good enough. I wasn't smart enough. I grew up in Flint, Michigan. We were broke. My whole family was broke. And my parents didn't want us going to the schools that were there. So they got a scholarship and they paid the extra to send us to a private school, which sounds amazing. I mean, my parents went out of their way to do that. But what it turned into is in my neighborhood, I was the hoity-toity witch who wouldn't go to school with everybody else. I was too good for them. And at the school, I was the poor white trash because I wasn't supposed to be there. And see, we have these stories, these things that we believe that's who we are because it was spoken. I was in 4th grade. I didn't know any of that. I just knew I wasn't good enough there and I wasn't welcome in my neighborhood. And those things, they set a pattern in our brain. And for some of your people that are just sitting there, or maybe I'm speaking right to you. You are sitting at gold and that's as far as you can get because your belief system is said not enough. And you can sit down and you can write out your plan of action. You can go, oh, I'm going to do this. And this is the date I'm going to achieve it by. And this is how I'm going to do it. But then a month later, 2 months later, you're still at the same spot. But why am I still here? Because those limiting beliefs that's been spoken of, those are the excuses that we accept. Like this right here, oh, this is my excuse. Oh, it's my sweet little baby. Look at my excuse. I got the best excuse. I mean, I have leukemia. That's my excuse. That's a good excuse, right? I'm in a wheelchair. Oh, that's a great excuse. And we start to own it, right? I'm broke. I'm poor. I'm fat. I'm hairy. I'm all these different things. I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough degrees. And we start to just feed that excuse. We feed it. And realize you had to buy into the belief of that excuse. You had to choose to accept this as your reality. And not only do you accept it, but you wear it like it's this badge, and it's who you are. It encompasses everything. So every time you try to do something outside of that excuse, it's all over you. And even if you're sitting there and you're like, well, you don't understand, in the area that we are, everybody's losing OGV. Like everybody on our team, their OGV is down, and nobody's sponsoring people anymore. And you're accepting that as your reality. But we get to change that reality. And the way that you overcome excuses, the way you overcome fear, the way you move on to your next is action. No matter what, it is action. It's deciding that this far and no further. I want something bigger, better, and more, and you're willing to get out and do it. So you're going to go do that thing. I'm here to tell you, and please don't take offense at this. Everybody does their own thing. And again, if this is you, I'm not talking to you. Nobody told me to say anything. But if you are sitting in your office managing everybody on your team because you're the leader, because you've got all this to do and you've got to create this and you've got to make this and you've got to look down in your group. Listen, if you are one of those who are looking in your group for all the people that are not placing their $100 auto ship, and you are looking for the people that their thing didn't pop, and you're looking for the people you're looking for failure. You're spending, it's okay, go in there, do a quick one, pull up your oily tools, send a letter, you're getting ready to fall off, send a we miss you book. There's things you can do, but that should be a teeny, tiny part of your month. This should not encompass, I personally don't think it should even be hours, because I don't want to look for failure. I don't want to look for the mistakes. I don't want to look for the people that aren't going to do it. Some people just aren't going to do it. Some people are going to fall off. I don't pay attention to that. I don't look at those numbers because I don't want that to become what I get. We get what we focus on. I want to focus on brand new people getting in. I want to focus on my people who are enrolling people. Those are the people I'm looking for. When I look down in my thing, I'm looking for the new people that just did their first auto ship. I'm looking for the people that just had their first party, looking for the people that signed up X number of people. I'm looking for the people who are succeeding, who are growing, those are the ones that are actually going to change the next generation. Because see, when you have that in your head and you realize what you're looking for, it changes the game. It changes your outlook. If you're looking at all of those numbers of people falling off, you can get so sad. You can get so depressed. It's not my fault. My team won't do this. And everybody quits. And oh my gosh, if I hear one more person say, my upline just won't help me. Oh, I could do this and they would do that. And I could do this. And suck it up. That's from the bottom of my heart. You do not need an awesome upline to do this. Every single one of us have the same amazing upline. And it is Gary and Mary Young and Young Living. That's all it takes. It does not take somebody else doing your business. I did my business for me. My stalker, she did her job. My stalker stalked me down until I enrolled. But then after that, she didn't do one meeting for me. She didn't do classes. She did nothing. As a matter of fact, sometimes when I would say, hey, stalker, my Sherry Lee, she's my girl. When I would say, please, can you do XYZ? She's like, oh my God, I can't talk in front of people. No way. It's just, that wasn't her gifting. It wasn't her calling. Her job was to introduce me. My job is to build it to my dream. Now, is it an amazing bonus if you have an upline that will do all that stuff? Yes, that's awesome. Praise God you have that. But don't let that be your excuse. And if somebody doesn't like you, listen, you're a leader. I need you to know that when you have 20,000 people in your team, some of them are not going to like you. Right? If you've got 10% of your team and they're building and they're doing stuff, some of those 10% aren't going to like you. Some aren't going to like you this month, and somebody else isn't going to like you next month, because it's business. Do you always get along with your spouse and your siblings and your children? No, it's life, right? It comes and goes. It's how are you going to handle it as a leader when you're in that position? See, this is the world according to Shannon. I truly, truly, truly believe that every single person, when you enroll a new person and they get the bug, right? Sometimes we're we're addicted, right? We want our oils and they love them. They're like, oh my gosh, I use this oil. And they're so excited because they're brand new. And they're just like a little kid. They're just like a little baby. They're like, oh my gosh. And they just want us to do everything. And we share our oils and we speak into the life and we talk with them and we tell them. And they start using their stuff and they get excited. And then they go from that little baby who just needs you to do everything. And you are just breastfeeding the heck out of it, right? You are doing every little thing for them. And then they get to the point where they're a toddler and they're like, oh, watch me walk. Watch what I can do. But don't go far away. No, come with me, but don't speak. Come on. And that's when they're getting a little bit older. They're getting into that grade school period, right? And they want you there. They want to know you got their back, but they want to do it by themselves. And that's part of the growing up process. We want that. And then they get to the teens. And they hate you. I hate my upline. They never did anything for me. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Right? You never did plans for me. You never think I can do it. You don't like the way I do it. My upline sucks. I hate them. And you as the upline are like, I cannot believe she's treating me this way. I have given and given and given. I don't understand why she's treating me so bad. And you go on the same temper tantrum, right? But that's when my people get to the teenage years, when they get there, I'm like, yes, this is awesome, because it means they're going to go do it on their own, right? How many people can you personally do it all for, right? I can only juggle so many people, because in addition to being a Young Living Diamond, going for Royal Crown Diamond, I'm a mommy. My kids don't like that I call them homeschoolers. I've got 3 that are out of school now. But at any rate, these are my kids. They still get my time. When my oldest daughter is getting married, she's getting married in 6 months. We've got that going on. That's time. I am a wife. My husband deserves my time. And quite frankly, I like spending time with my man. So I don't want to have to do all this. I want to be able to be all of those things. I'm a child of God. I like to do things in my church and be active with all these different things. So in order to have that time, I have to help my people go from breastfeeding to being a teenager, because you know what glorious thing happens after being a teen? They turn into an adult. And as a young adult, they're like, oh, you weren't as stupid as I thought you were. And a little bit later, it's like, well, maybe that was right. Oh, I like how you did that. And then they become a mature adult, and you are now friends going on the same journey. You know, because you're going to go through that time where they say, I don't want you to talk to my people. Well, that's okay. I'm going to do it anyways. Just like your teenager doesn't want you to take their cell phone. I'm going to look and see who you're talking to, because these are my people too. You're mine. I get to control that. That's me. You don't have to like me. And the thing is when we hit that teenage years, you as a leader have a choice, an option, something you can do. And here's what it is. When that person is stepping away, and when they hate you, and when they think you did everything wrong and they don't like you, you can either end it by your attitude. You can be like, I don't want to do anything with them. I don't want anything to do with them. I'm kicking them out of everything I have. I hate that person too. Or you can be the leader. And the leader says, I totally understand. I get that. I understand. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be who you want me to be. Let me know if you need me to do anything. And you keep them in the emails, and you keep them in the groups, and you keep them a part of things. And I literally had one of my, what rank was she when she walked away? Silver or gold, I don't remember. But she got her little pants in a tizzy, whatever. And she decided she wasn't going to do Young Living anymore, but she liked getting the check. So she just placed her $100 order. That's all she did. And she started building another MLM. Now, what happens to you when somebody else builds another MLM? Do you have a little pity party? Do you get all mad and I'm going to block her from everything? Or you can say that's okay. And I stepped in and I took care of her people's questions, because those people, I don't care who sponsored them, God gifted them to me in my organization. And I'm going to be up there somewhere letting them know somebody's out here. Doesn't mean that I went and did parties and shows for all these people. She's like 13 below me. But does her OGV still impact me? Does the attitude, the energy still impact me? My response was, you go take care of you. I'll take care of this. And so this was years of her just doing $100, just doing $100. Now, do I have a right to be like, I'm doing all the work, why are you getting a check? Well, yeah. But would it have been beneficial? Not so much. Because then after she went out on her own and found out the pasture isn't any greener over there, and during that whole time, she still had a check. She still had, when something would go out of stock, I would text her one little text, say, just so you know, your order's under that 100. So if you want to get your check this month, make sure you go in there. Something's out of stock. I never got a response back, but her order would go up over that 100. So she got her check. I kept my integrity. She knew it was still a safe place no matter what. When stuff was going on, we invited her to stuff. Just a quick email, because it goes out to everybody in my group, right? what happened? She ended up coming back. And when she came, she was a silver. She came back, and within a year, she was a platinum. She's almost one of my diamonds right now. But it was a choice on how I was going to choose to respond. You can take your excuse and you can whine and wallow. Or you can say, you know what, this excuse no longer serves me. I don't know what person I heard. I think it was Kathy Farmer years ago, and she was doing an emotional release, and she was teaching how you do it. And I don't know if this is a phrase everybody does, because I don't do a lot of emotional release. You might know I'm a little bit of a weird diamond. I'm not certified in the raindrops or emotional release or anything. There's literally no letters after my name. I am Shannon Hudson, MOM. That's who I am. So I don't have any of that. So the phrase that she used in this was, I willingly and lovingly release anything that no longer serves me. And I want you to evaluate your life right now. Not from an emotional response and all that blah, blah, blah. I want you to go, what is the thing that I say the most often that is stopping me from doing the things I want to do? I don't have any time. I'm really busy. I've got all these people. I've got to make this flyer. I've got this to do. I'm doing, you know what? If you're doing a ton of classes, but you're not bringing new people to the class, you're hurting yourself because your people are copying you. That I know that's kind of painful, but it is what it is. It's also the excitement. Do you remember when you got in? What did you do to get to silver? What was that excitement? You were willing to talk to everybody because that thrill was there. But see, it starts to peter off when you just become a man. You're becoming the puppet, right? The puppet master. And you're going to tell everybody else what they do and why they need to do it and what's missing in their life. But what if you just went back to basics? And you started just teaching the basics, teaching the people that there is and giving people a sense of purpose, you know, and being okay with talking about the finances. Young living is a lucrative, my life has been radically changed if all I talked about was the finances. I went from making $11,000 a year to being a part of the Millionaire Club. When we got married, to understand financially where we came from, when we got married, it was a potluck. Everybody brings a dish because that's who we were. That's what we could afford. That's where we were when we were 18. But today we're somewhere else. When we got married, we didn't get wedding rings. And now you'll see me, I bling it up because I can, because I never could. Those are the benefits of being in that situation. Money in the hands of good people can do money in the hands of good people. Marianne, money in the hands of good people can do amazing things. And that has been my experience. That because that finance has come in, we're able to do stuff. So finding out your buttons for your people, they might not want to rank. They might not. You might be like, let's get you to silver. And they could care less about silver because they don't know what they could do as a silver. Or maybe you got silvers that are sitting there and they're like, I achieved it. For some people, it's the first time they've ever accomplished anything. They went to silver, they hit that rank, they got that silver and second, like, oh my gosh, I did it. And they're excited, they did it, and they're really good. They're comfy there. We need to be okay with our people being comfortable where they're at. But if you can find their button, that thing that they really want next, because too often we're focusing on helping them get a rank. We're telling them all the stuff they have to do. We're saying you have to do this, and you have to do this, and you have to look through your group, and you have to find this, and why aren't you doing this? And we're acting like their boss. I'm not my people's boss. They are. I'm not responsible for them hitting a rank. They're not responsible for helping me hit a rank. It's not the way it works. In network marketing, you are working for you. They're working for them. So if you really want to help your people do their next, go to their next spot, then you have to find out what matters to them. And that's not going to happen by saying, okay, tell me your goals. Let's write down your goals. Let's sit here. Okay. No, that happens by listening to people talk. It's asking questions and then listening for their answer. Talking to them about their life when they're talking about their kids. And I'm just so busy, Shannon, I can't get out there and do it right now. I've got this with the kids and I've got that and I've got to get them to soccer. And they're talking, well, what do they want right now? They want some freedom. They want some time freedom. So if my list for them is all stuff that takes them away from their kids, their mind, which their heart's desire is to stay and be with their kids. And now I'm trying to give them a goal that is out of their heart's desire. They'll never do it. They're being pulled in two ways, and now they're dissatisfied with everything. And that's when they go, I just can't do this. I can't do this. I don't want to build this a business anymore. And suddenly you have this person that wanted it so bad, and they give up because you weren't able to say, oh, Kathy, I know you want to be able to spend time with your kids. I get that. What can we do? What has to happen? What finances have to happen? What bills have to be able to be paid? What do we need to do to be able to help you free up some time? What are your thoughts for ways to free up your time? So now I'm working with her heart's desire to free up time to be a mommy. You know, and that's even developing ways where they can share while they're doing the mommy thing. Take the kids with you. Let your kids be a part of it. That would be that journey, right? Or you have somebody, you just don't know. You don't know unless you listen to them speaking, and then you focus on them, not your goal. It's hard. I'm here to tell you right now, I want Crown Diamond. I want Crown Diamond really bad. Like, it kind of hurts a little bit. But I can't put that on somebody else. I have a bunch of frontline people. They should all be doing more, right? But if I go to them and I go, hey, I really want Royal Crown Diamond. How about if you do this, 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 this? What is that putting in their head? You know, and they might go, I want you to have it too, Shannon. We love you. We want you to have it. But that's not enough to get them out of their office. That's not enough to get them out there doing the thing that's hard. If I really want it, then I need to invest the time to see how I can help them achieve their next. And for some of them, it is. I know when I decided to go silver, we had been in for about 2 months, and I realized that there was actual money to be made in Young Living, because I didn't realize that. I had been in lots of MLMs, and I knew nobody ever made money in MLMs, right? But once I had that realization, I got a check. I don't remember right now what the amount was, but I got a check, and I realized it was possible. So I went back to the people I had enrolled, because I had gotten one person in a week, basically. And I said to each person on there, I said, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is what I just found out about this amazing company. These are lives that we can change. This is the possibility. This is what I want to do. I am looking for 2 or 3 people that are willing to have 2 or 3 people over to their house in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Are you willing to do that? Do you want to? And it was like 9 people, and out of 9, 2 or 3 said no. 3 or 4 said yes, and a couple of them went, oh my gosh, it would be amazing. I would love to do that. That's so fun. Those are your, outgoing party people. They like having people over to their house. And so I went with them, and I did shows in their house, and I took them to do shows into their people's house. It was my goal, my dream, but I had to figure out what they wanted. And the other people that didn't want to have the parties, that's okay. I'm going to have a class next Monday, and we'll go over some stuff. I just got a magical book. This was back in the day when we could use the magical book, and it was when I first found out about the magical book. And I did a class that was easier to answer everybody's question. I didn't say to any of the people that weren't willing to, oh, well, there was no pressure. There was, okay, when you're ready to, maybe after the holidays, whatever, but come play with us. Bring a friend with you to the class. We'll answer some questions. We'll get all oily together. And I kept it super easy, super duplicatable. And I put them in front. That was the main thing. So there's some things I want to make sure I get to. I've got my timer going here, so I respect your time. I'll throw that out there too. Respect your people's time. Respect your meetings. Keep to your time schedule. Okay, so I told you who I was. I told you it's all on you. I told you about excuses. World according to Shannon. Kids to adult. What else? Okay. It takes consistent action. There's no other, like I said, the way to overcome fear and to overcome the excuses is to choose to work consistently. And that is not in the office. Unless some people, you guys are bloggers, or you've built it online, or maybe being at the computer is your thing. And that means getting on there and working, not just playing, not just reading other people's things, consistently working. This is not something you can take a shotgun effect to. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do it for the next 3 days. And I'm going to take the next 2 months off. And I'm going to do this. And that's not how you do it. I have this, again, world according to Shannon theory. You know that there are people in Young Living that from the day they signed up to the day they went Royal Crown Diamond was less than 2 years. Now, that is not my story. I wish that was my story, but that is not me. But other people have done that. And here's the thing. If somebody else has done it, anybody can do it. Anybody. They weren't special. They didn't win the lottery. They didn't get lucky. No, they didn't. They did the work. And some of those did some of that work by meeting people and having big organizations and blogs or different things that they did before, but they had invested that time at some point, whether it was before Young Living or after the day they got in, and they worked to get there. So get that out of your head that some people are just lucky and it's like they won the lottery. No, they worked for it. And the world according to Shannon says this. See, there's people that did it in 2 years, right? And there's also people that it took 20 plus years to get to the point where they were Royal Crown Diamond. It took them a long time. And here's the catch. I truly believe that the people that it took 20 years to get there and the people that it took 2 years to get there, they talked to the same number of people. Some of them did it faster. Some of them decided that it was worth the work and they were going to work their butt off. And some people told one person this week and somebody else a month later and somebody else 2 months later. And they shared it slower and they shared it occasionally without intent. And then they finally got to a point where they said, oh my gosh, this is working. And they started sharing a little bit faster. And then they took some time off because life happened. And then they went out there and they did it again. Because nobody gets to Royal Crown Diamond on accident. There's nobody out there that you can go, well, she only got it because no, stop it. That's your excuse. You're trying to look at other people and cut them down to lift yourself up and to make it okay that you have your excuse. It's not about them. It's about you. How bad do you want it? How many people are you going to share with? Because at some point you will run out of friends and family. It is. And most leaders, we get to that point where we've already done all the people we know. And by then we've enrolled 6, 7, 10, 15 frontline. And we're working on them and we never go out and keep doing the hard thing. And the hard thing is finding people, taking your people by the hand and helping them. Because how many of you have ever talked to people and they go, but I don't know anybody. That's okay. There are millions of people out there that don't know about us. Take them by the hand, do the hard thing, get out of your office and go help them meet new people. I'm just saying, you have that option. It's right there. Let's see, what else? Boop, boop, boop. I think that's about it. I think that's all the things I want to say. If you want to finish strong, like you're sitting here today and if you're at Royal Crown Diamond, first of all, but if you're not at Royal Crown Diamond yet, you still have further to go. You do. You don't get to just sit in the office. If you want to be an amazing leader, first of all, you become a yes lady of Young Living, a yes man of Young Living. Listen, I had somebody just recently on a blog on something, I don't remember what it was, say, I'm not one of those yes ladies of Young Living. And I knew because of some comments we had back and forth that she was talking about me. Because I am a yes lady of Young Living. And what that means to me is no matter what Young Living decides to do, I am on board with it. I only speak positive to people online, to people in person, to people on my team, to people not on my team, to my upline, to my downline, to my crossline. You will only hear me speak positive. I may not agree with everything that happens. I may think, oh, why are we doing X, Y, Z? But you will never hear me or see me say that. You can go back and everything I do, I record. You can go check. I just don't. It doesn't serve you. I willingly and lovingly release anything that no longer serves me. If Young Living makes a change and I don't like it, I can't change the change. Me kvetching about it does not change the change. But that negativity, it will grow and it will fester and you will have horrible things happen in your organization. And you'll be like, why is everybody always complaining? If you're one of those people that says, everybody in my group always complains, they're all whiners, they're always saying mean things. That's because of you. I can't change that. It's you. You have a choice on how you respond. I'm telling you right now, my people don't call me and complain. They don't complain about other people because anytime anybody has, and I get on the phone, they're like, hello, Shannon, you don't understand. So-and-so said such and such. And I'm like, seriously? Hang on just a minute. Okay, such and such. I have so-and-so on the phone. They said that we got an issue. This is what they said. Go ahead, tell them. I call you on your stuff right now. There's no backbiting. There's no gossiping because people know. I'm going to bring that other person in because it will fester and it will grow and it will turn into a big deal where when you immediately check it, just check it. Don't let it be a thing. Keep your words positive. That's what a leader does. People will copy you and my people are positive. And you know what? If they have an issue, they don't bring garbage to me. Because they know if they're like, my order didn't come in. My order was supposed to be here 3 weeks ago. I said, call Young Living. What? Why am I going to get on the phone and do it? You go call Young Living. It's your order. I got my stuff. I'm just saying, if your people think you're going to breastfeed them all day, what are they going to do? They have no reason to get on the phone because they know Shannon will fix it. And then who does that person have their people call? Well, Shannon's got to do it. And then that lady has this person do it. And this person has this do it. Are you kidding? We have a customer service for a reason. Now, do I always agree with customer service's answers? No. If it's a hard wall and they've done everything they can and they still need me, you better have done at least 3 things. But if they've done that, then I'm going to step in and I'm going to do a little something to see what I can do to figure it out. I'm just saying it because you only have so much time in a day. And if all you are doing is putting out fires, you can't build a team. You can't. Your time is taken up. And then you also get sad. You get overwhelmed. You're like, I can't do this anymore. And then you're like, I can't even answer the phone. I cannot have one more person complain to me. I can't handle it. But you created a world where that was okay. Instead of, I tell my people, man, your oils are going to come. When I sign someone up, I tell them it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks before they get their kit. Dude, it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks, but boy, when it comes in, you're going to love it. And take those oils, you're going to put them on 3 times a day, every single day, every oil. Take it, eat it, use it every day, 3 times a day. It's going to be great. It's going to be about 3 to 4 weeks, but let's go talk to your mom tomorrow. I take them right now. I don't wait. I set up the expectation that it's going to take a while for your stuff, because does sometimes it take a while? It does. Sometimes they lose our orders. It does. It is what it is. Is there some stuff that's out of stock and going to be out of stock and we may never get it back? Right? So I tell people in my intro when I'm talking to them, one of the ways you can know that Young Living, that our purity is beyond, that our seed to seal is amazing, is because there's going to be stuff you're going to fall in love with and it's going to go out of stock and it's going to break your heart. I tell them up front because our stuff grows and we have to wait till it grows again before I get to have it again. That's our seed to seal. If it's not good enough, we're not going to have it. So I set the stage. I let them know their stuff. If you fall in love with something, you better get 3 or 4 or 5 of it on hand because there's times it's going to be gone. I set the stage because that's a leader's job. You set the stage. If you see conversations happening in your threads, you've got Facebook. I don't care if they're private Facebook. I don't care if they're open Facebook. If you see garbage starting, you need to stop it immediately. I'm telling you, if you're on any of my groups, we have all kinds of Facebook groups. They're open to everybody. If the business builder one is 1090 with Young Living Diamond, y'all can join it. You're welcome. But if somebody even starts to have a negative comment, it gets deleted. At the top of my page, it says, hey, if your post got deleted, you're probably saying or doing something you're not allowed to do. So it's gone. Think about what you said and then maybe rewrite it. I tell people so they know what to expect. No one's disappointed in what I do because I tell them what I'm willing to do up front and what I'm not. And so your standards, your things might be different. You might really have the passion of being able to love and coddle it and take care of your people. That is not my gifting. It isn't. I want people to get out there and tell other people and not bellyache. That's my thing. Life is going to happen. You know what? I hated cleaning toilets. I hated it. But I did it because it was my way of feeding my children. Because I went in and I cleaned for doctors. I did my thing. I hated it. My kids would bring their homeschooling stuff to the doctor's offices and they would be homeschooling in the offices while I cleaned because that's the only way I could make sure they had shoes and a roof over their head. And we did that for $11,000 a year. Hated it. And when I got into Young Living and I made the decision that I was going to build this as a business because it was a decision, I decided I'd do the hard thing. I don't like talking to people. I am not a social person. Every single time I have to teach, my stomach is upset, my hands sweat, I'm shaking, and it can be for 2 people or it can be for at Grand Convention speaking on stage. I'm still nervous. But see, that hard thing is what has me where I am today, so I have that freedom. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to set my schedule, and I'm willing to do the work while I'm there. So I'm just saying, let's see, what time is it? Do we have time for questions? I ended exactly at 2:45. So that's pretty much the whole thing. If you guys have any questions, Jeff, it's back to you.
Shannon, amazing.
I haven't read any comments because I can't read the comments and talk. I don't even know how to open the comments.
You're fine, Shannon. Yeah, we'll open it up for some questions. You know, such an amazing job. I love hearing from you. I was so excited for you to be on and to be doing this training for us. And so many, like Jeff said at the beginning, so many people were so excited when I told them in our mastermind groups, no matter what it was, so excited for you in this training. And you gave us so much good information. I think the thing that really stuck out to me and I took, there were so many things. I have a page of notes here, but the thing that I love is not putting your goals on your people. I think that is so important. And being able to get to their next, basically, you know, their heart's desire and to what they want next. I think that's so important because there's so many things that we want for ourselves, but being able to listen, like you said, to shut up and just listen and find out what it is that they want next or what their heart desires, what is in line with their heart's desire, so important. And so I just love that. Now, guys, we do have a little bit, maybe 5 minutes for questions. So go ahead, if you have some questions, go ahead and type those in the chat box, and I'll go ahead and read those to Shannon so she can get those questions, and we'll get some questions out here. So we have like 5 minutes, so we'll start shooting those questions off quick, and we'll get them. A lot of people telling you thanks, Shannon. I mean, it is a page of thank you from people. Thank you on here, so thank you so much. All right, so first question is, how much time did it take you to build? What is realistic?
It takes a lot of time. I keep seeing people that are saying, you can do it in a couple hours, and I don't think that's real. I think the reality is, unless you are somebody, because honestly, if you are a blogger or you have a built-in system, like Lemon Droppers, they've got this great, amazing system. It's all encapsulated. So it takes people from step to step. If you're somebody that has something like that, maybe it's a little bit faster for you and maybe it doesn't take as long. But the truth is, you're going to have to put some time out there. You're going to have to work. When I made the decision, so my first month that I was in, I signed up one person every Thursday. That was the only time I had free. We're homeschoolers, and that was our homeschool group. So I went to homeschool group. I signed up one person each Thursday. I handed them the application. I handed them all oils. I had a raindrops kit and an everyday oil kit. I said, put them all on. I don't know what any of the oils do, but I know my life was radically, dramatically changed. You put them on, and here, fill this out. And I had them fill out their app. Each time it was maybe 35 minutes because our kids were playing. So it was just these were friends. Then I could say, my life has been changed. I want your life changed, and you better tell other people so their life can be changed. That was really my whole open, close, and finish. Here, fill this out. And I did that the first 2 months. My third month, I decided I was going to take it to the next level. So I was on the phone for 2 days straight, calling all of these people that were already in, asking them if they would do something the next 2 to 3 weeks. In addition to that, I called everybody else I knew, everybody that I had been kind of playing with and wanting to, and I took 2 days of first thing in the morning till bedtime calling people. And I filled my calendar, and my calendar was literally, I'd have an appointment at 8, I'd have one at 10, I'd have one at 12, I'd have one at 2, I'd have one at 4, 6, and 8, and usually that was a group, so I could then work with the few people we just did. And I did that solid. Like I said, I hit gold my 5th month in. The first 2 months, I just did one person a week. The next 3 months, I worked my butt off. And for those of you that go, but I have kids, I can't. So did I. They came with me. This is going to be a forever thing. I'm in Young Living forever. I'm not leaving. My life was changed, right? So I want my kids to experience that. And if somebody didn't want my kids coming to their house, they're probably not someone I'm going to play with well anyways. They can sign up with somebody else because that's the only thing I was capable of doing. I wasn't going to send them to a babysitter. I homeschool. I want my babies with me. So I just took them on that journey. So it takes an investment. And every single time you're going for a new rank, so this is what's going to happen. You're going to work really hard. You're going to get to silver. And then you're going to accept silver. And you're going to get into that, okay, I can do this. And then will take a month or two for you to get into that, okay, first of all, the checks are bigger. There's more people. My time is taken. And then you're going to start working 90 days. I really believe you can 90 day it to every single goal. Our whole Elite Express takes you all the way to platinum in 18 months. So you can partner with that vision, but it's going to take work. It's going to take time. And not everybody you talk to is going to be ready for that. But when you're doing so many meetings and so many appointments, you don't notice. I do not remember anybody that didn't get in. I don't remember the people that signed up and quit. I remember the people that got in and started changing lives with me. I remember the people that we meshed well. So it's going to take time. And how much time? I don't know. I just had to get better and better each one. I tried to make it more effective, more time effective. Learn to listen. That will be the biggest thing you can do is learn to listen. Because once you know somebody's button for chit-chatting, you will already have them enrolled and have them willing to tell other people. But you got to find their button, not yours.
Awesome. Time for one more question, and this actually was asked quite a bit. Last question I have for you is, what are your best tips for increasing the people attending your events?
Well, first, our events are really inexpensive. So our events, it is free for any first-time visitor, somebody that's never been to an event. It's free, and that allows all of our people to be able to advertise and bring people and them not have to pay. So that's the first thing. So when we have 800 people show up, I would say probably 300 of them are first time, never been to anything Young Living, and it's because that free ticket. So that's one thing we do, because all of our big events are an enrolling extravaganza. This is an opportunity for everybody in our team to enroll a lot of people. So you always have to know why you're having the class. Sometimes you have classes that you're building your people and speaking, about a new product so that it actually builds your OGB. Sometimes you're doing it to get consistency. Sometimes you're doing it to help people enroll, which is what our big events are. So that's the first thing. The second thing is even our tickets for people that purchase. So at our events, they can get a 10-pack for $150. So they can, at that thing, and we even let them post-date the check for after the next pay period so that they can get 10 tickets in their hand that they can sell for $15 a person for people that are on their team that didn't come. So because they're so inexpensive, people are willing to do that. So even if they only sell 4 of them, they're not out a huge amount of money. 150 is less than you would pay to go to like a mastermind training, right? So that 150 is still, and that's for 10 people. After the event, so at the event, we sell to the next event. It is always what I believe event to event. That's how I've trained and teach. It's easier in groups. And then after the event, it's $35 a person, or again, 10 packs for $250. So these are not fundraisers. There's no profit being made if you ever come to my events. They're not big and splashy, and I don't have all these outside speakers. It's usually other YL people that have already done it. I want you to hear from other people, different personalities. I think cross-line training is huge. That's why I love what Jeff is doing here with having these trainings, because I get to hear from other leaders how they built their team, and it helps me, right? But that's how we do it. And even the regular weekly classes we do, because guests are free and because we have a solid rule, like I am like really easygoing. I don't let people complain. And also I have this flat rule. If anybody comes to a class, a meeting, an event that we have, and they come with a coupon or a flyer of somebody else's, so it has that person's member number. So it would say, you're invited, person for free, and it has 928777. That's my member number. And that says reference code or coupon code or whatever, and they come to the door at the registration table. When they register as a guest. The person at the registration table takes that and puts that number next to their name. And everybody in that room knows that anybody can help that person sign up and fill out the application and do all the stuff. But at the end of the night, the member number that was on that person's when they walked in the door is the one that will be on that after you fill out the application. And what that means is my people feel free to advertise anywhere. You can advertise on radio, you can advertise online, you can do flyers all over the place, because they know that no matter where that flyer goes. So my people duplicate that. So I can send people 2 hours away up north, and I don't have to be there. But when they walk in that door, I know that everybody on our team, and also crossline, we have so many crossline people that do the same thing in this area. I know they'll respect and honor that. I don't have to worry about my people being taken or stolen or put under somebody else. I mean, it is so hardcore that if somebody gets there and they've got a neighbor that is already in and they see that person there, they cannot sign up under that neighbor, because then that neighbor is stealing somebody that somebody else worked for. And the rule is, if you take somebody else's person or you try to get them transfer into your team or switch or the grass is greener or any of that garbage, if you're caught doing that or any other MLM in any meeting that we have, you are kicked out and you can never ever come back. Like hardcore, like that is an unforgivable thing in our events. And because of that freedom, everybody feels confident bringing 1,000 people. They're not afraid of advertising because they know nobody's going to take them. Everyone on this call, you can send your people to anything in Michigan that we do, or I travel all over, and you know that your people are safe. They'll never have any, and you have to have that with your people. They need to be able to trust you. The crossline people need to be able to trust you. This backbiting that we do, that is coming from scarcity. You think there's not enough. Well, I'm here to tell you, God is bigger than that. There is so much out there. There's abundance, and it's coming from all over. And when you start doing this, I got to take this person, you are limiting the possibilities. I'm just saying. So that's what we do.
Awesome. My goodness. I wish you could read all these chats because it's amazing. You have so many people, so grateful for you, Shannon, and for doing this call. And then also everybody's hitting me up saying, Leon, you need to get this posted right away. So I've got some work to do to get this posted on our Facebook page right away, so they can share with all their teams, because such great information. Thank you again, Shannon. Thank you so much for doing this call. Really a big benefit to our region, and we appreciate and love you. You do a lot. Like Jeff said, I hear your name. My mastermind calls, I do like 3 a day, and I hear your name, I would say, at least once a day. I hear, oh, Shannon says this or that. So thank you so much, Shannon. We really appreciate you here.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely. All right, guys, be looking for some fun stuff coming out from us that we talked to at the beginning of the call. The push groups will be coming out shortly. We've got some brainstorming things we want to do, and then we'll be relaunching masterminds again. And so be looking for all that coming. If you're not on our Facebook page, get on our Facebook page. If you have leaders that aren't on it, just shoot me their names and I'll make sure they're added. They do need to be silver or above to be on our East Region Facebook page. Thanks again, Shannon. Thanks again, all you, for being here, and we'll get that posted quickly. Have a great day.